Hello there, folks. Hey, this is a shortened video of how to generate DataLog file names and how to email them out automatically. This is a shorter version. I have another video I've made prior to this that goes into great detail of the timing functions. In this one, I just want to show you something. I was playing with this on Saturday morning and was tinkering around with this program and cleaning up some things. And I noticed when I looked at my email this morning that I got some files from this thing at both midnight at 12:05 a.m. both on Saturday. This is Sunday, and then this is Monday today. And notice I got this log file here, log 3, this file. But I want you to notice that it came in at midnight and at 12:05 a.m. So I was sitting there pondering, why did it do that? Well, let me show you something. I was getting ready for this video, and in the previous video, I made a trigger time thing right here, this tag trigger time. And if I go to the edit button, I want you to notice this trigger time will take the GetNow into these three tags, my hour, my min, my seconds. But I'm not doing anything with these right now. So by default, these are all set to 0. So at 0 o'clock, 0 minutes, 0 seconds, that is exactly 12 a.m. So that function right there, if I click the OK button, if I go to triggers, that was calling this, which sent out the file at midnight. And then from the previous video, I think in here, I had previously in the other video, did a tag at 12:05. So if I look here, go to the complex, hit the edit button here, I want you to notice that this one this one is generated midnight, 5 minutes after, 0 seconds. So this one's generating 12:05. So that's why I got the file twice. That program is being called both at midnight and at 12:05 a.m. Anyway, so the program here, I went through and made I think a better, more cleaner program to look at that goes through and gets the file name, the folder structure, the date, time, the format down here, puts it into text, and then it assembles the string down here. So I'm going to try to copy and paste this into my into the comments for this video. But if I go back to data tags on the left, and let me collapse this tree, here's the my hour, my min, my seconds. Now I want to make sure that I have all these set to retentive as they are. Okay, so now if I go to display pages, and let's go over to the right side, let's say that we want to allow the operator to fill this in. So I'm going to drag all three of these out like this. Go ahead and grab this little button right here and make them a little bigger. And I want to make them all data entry, so I'm going to do the long way the first time. So I will double click on it, go to the data tab. I'll make it data entry here. Notice when you do the data entry, you get an inverted color that tells you that it's data entry field. And then I always like to give a border, so I'll go to the Edge tab, give it some border, maybe I'll pick red, there we go, and I'll click the OK button. Now I'm going to copy those attributes to these other 3 Yahoos, or these other 2. So I'm going to highlight, right click, copy from, select all formatting, notice the trailing X, click here, there we go. One thing I will say, I better fix, because you know operators, if you give them a chance to put in the wrong number, guess what? They're going to put in the wrong number. So I'm going to go back to data tags, because I know that the hour one is going to go from 0 to 23. If you just watch this, there's 24 hours in a day. 0 counts as the first one. 23 is the last one. So I'm going to click the Format tab. I'm going to prevent my operator from putting in bogus wrong numbers by putting minimum for 0, 23 for the maximum. Then I'm going to click on the minute one. I know the minute goes from 0 to 59, which is 60 seconds. So I'll put 0 for the minimum, 59 for the maximum, and then get a load of this. There's 60 seconds in a minute. So that one's also going to go from 0 to 59. All right, there we have it. I just want to cover that base, because if I don't put those in, when the keyboard comes up, the operator is going to have a chance to pick the wrong thing. Okay, so those are my values. I got this tag here called trigger time, and the trigger time is going to equal 1 whenever that value is correct. So it's going to generate this function. All right, so that looks good. And then if we click our triggers, it's going to send this file. Let me look here. Okay. You know what I'm going to do for this one, team? I'm going to, for our testing, I'm going to grab this function here, this create file name, and I'll put this here. I'm going to put that there, and that's going to create the file name, and we'll see this happen on the screen. Okay, so I have on our screen, here's that file name. Let me give this guy a border here. Hold on a second here. Yeah. It double clicked. Okay, so let me give it a border. I'll put blue on this one. And I'll make that guy a little bigger. All right, so that's going to create the file name. Okay, so let's try this out. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to put this trigger time on here like this. And we're going to want to see if this goes on when this condition occurs. All right, and that should generate the name. I'm not going to send it the file yet, but it should generate the name. Let me save this and download it. Okay, and we'll go back to our web browser here. All right, so we know that based on this right here, that the current time is 10 o'clock, where I'm at right now, 39:44. So if I put in my hour right now is 10, okay, and we put in the minute, I'm sorry, is, let's say that we do this at 41, for instance, because it's just about to roll over to 40. So there we are. And we'll leave that. You know what we can do? We can actually accelerate this a bit, make this at 40, and we'll make this at 30 seconds. All right, so we're looking to see if this goes on when this goes to 10, 40, 30. Let's see. Here we go. We're down to within 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Booyah. And look, it generated the file number. Perfect. Okay. So notice this here. Okay. So according to this, this is log 1. Let me refresh here, make sure I'm looking at the latest here. Okay. So it's going to send out this file. That's what I want it to do. I want it to send that file to me when that triggers. So if I go back to Crimson, and we're just going to add this feature over here to this program right here. Here's that whole structure. Let me go ahead and put in some additional, I'm putting these markers in here to break this up here. Whoops. Okay. So when that becomes true, we want to send that file ex. Remember this here function, send file. So I'm just going to copy this send file ex, copy, go over here. We'll paste it right here, Control V. But we're not going to send this, well, that's the subject. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. We're going to send the file name. Okay, I like that. All right, I think that works for me. I'm going to compile this. Let me go ahead and download this to my screen. We'll go back to Crimson here. All right, so we are currently running at 41:56. Let's make this be 42. So at 42:30 seconds, it should generate the file name here and send it out. You know, I wonder if I have that structure correct. Well, we'll see. Let's just cross our fingers here and see here. I got 10 seconds to check. Look at the folder here. I'm using log 1. Log 1 folder. Yep, that's perfect. Okay. All right, so here we go. There it says on. Look at there. It has that trigger. Now, let's see if we got this 40, this message here. Oh, you know what? Yep. Okay. Well, I didn't refresh this. Let's see here. So if I go over to my email here, hey, look, there it is. There's the file. Perfect. Worked great. Awesome. Now, you might ask yourself one question here. Why didn't I send the most recent? And I don't remember from my other video I discussed that. But I did right here, team. I don't want to send the most recent file because that's the one we're in right now. Red Lion writes to the SD card every 2 minutes. So I'm going to at least give it a two-minute delay. I'm going to grab the file from 2 minutes ago to send out. So it's all about that file format structure. You can use this and then convert to a string through the into text, put the whole thing together here with, don't forget, a .csv at the end, and that generates the file. So that's all you got to do. Now, you could go one step further. Let me just bonus points here. Right now, it's always sending out to index 0, which is my name. Well, if I go over here to communications, and I click on my mail manager and click edit contacts here, instead of sending this to my email address, maybe I could put over here, I could create another one called entered name here, which would be index number 1, not 0. And over here, I want to create a tag. So I'm going to go enter or equal sign entered email address. Okay. Now watch when I hit enter. Crimson is going to bark at me and say, Bob, we don't have a tag called that. Do you want to create it? I'm going to say yes. Needs to be a string. It has to be an ASCII string. So I'll say yes. Now I'll click the OK button. Go back to data tags. Now I got this entered email address, which by the way is index 1. And I'm going to change this to be retentive. And I'm going to limit it to say 100 characters. Now, that's going to be the overall length. Down here, the simulator, I'm going to use this as a way to simulate to see how big I need to make this field on my screen. So I'll just go ahead and do double quotations. And since I'm currently watching an interesting show about this fraudster, Bernie Madoff at GetYourMoney.com. Love that guy, another fraud. And then I'll go, whoops, can't spell money here. .com and quotation marks, enter. So that's going to simulate as I'm just using the data simulation. I'll go over here to display pages. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to drag this guy out here like this. I'll put it right here. Okay, right here. Make this a little bigger. I'm going to just copy the formatting from one of these. So I'll right click, copy from all formatting. Doesn't matter which one of these I'll click on. Boom. Okay, so look, it put in that field. All right, now, this time, whenever this time is correct, I want to send it to this person. Well, this is index number 0, not number 1. So if I go back to programs, and I'm going to change this number right here, this 0 right here is the value, the index. So I'm going to change this to a 1, and that should send out to whoever we put in there. So let me translate, okay? And let me go ahead and go to display page. Let me go ahead and save this and download it. All right, let's take a look here. And so by default, there's nothing in here because I've never been here before. So if I click here, and I'll still put in my same address, but we just want to test this. So now it should be using this one. And we're currently at 46. So if we change this to 47 and change this to 0, all right, at 47 minutes, we should see this go on. And we'll see if it sends out a message. So 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, boom, on. Should send a message to here. And let's go over and check my email. We should get another one in here with the 45. There it is. Boom, I just don't have any patience. There's the file. Look, 45. Perfect. So that's pretty cool. The thing here that's neat, I think is pretty cool, is you can put in the trigger time here. That's going to execute when you want it to go off. So if I wanted this to happen every night at midnight, I'll change this to 0. I'd change this to 0. And I'd change this to 0. So it's already 0. So at midnight now, it would generate that structure. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Now I also have still running this program. I still have it running. And that is this other function, this trigger 1205, which is going to send the overall email. But anyway, that's interesting. I'm going to leave it like that and see what happens given that situation. So anyway, I will decide that's all I got to do. I didn't change anything here. It's already live. Anyway, I'm going to take all these comments, I'm going to try to copy and paste this into the text of the YouTube video. So you should be able to copy this whole thing into a program of yours. And when you go to compile, it's going to bark at you for certain external tags, probably just this file name. And that might be about all it's going to bark at, to be honest, because the rest of these are all internal into here. So anyway, hey, thanks a lot, folks. Have a great day. See you later.